Well, overtime indeed is one of those big options we were already talking about, because so far in the 5.GG Legends series, overtime has been pretty common.
Oh,
Even between teams where we would expect a bigger disparity.
Yeah.
So far, it has been almost every round of the day we've seen them being played, but well, let's see if we will see one in the end. I'm still rooting for Nexus. If they manage to win that knife, indeed, they will be able to start on the CT side. We've seen both teams being really, really strong on their respective CT sides, on their respective maps. But well, let's look at the knife and see who will be able to start on their preferred side. And, well, then possibly also win the first pistol, because the team winning their knife and choosing their preferred side actually has won the pistol so far 100% of the times.
Oh yeah, you're right. I see that. That's
numbers, statistics.
Look at you, Mr. Statistics Man. Let's see though how that pans out. You know, we still got to get through it at first. We can see them going quite slowly but surely into it. They got to get close to each other. There we go, stabby, stabby, stab. And in the end, it is Crazy that do win the knife round, and that might just be the positive start that they need and that I very much like to see.
That does worry the side of the Nexus fans and possibly the team as well, but they do manage to rush through those pistols. Those Glocks, of course, on close range, quite capable. And Inferno, there are long angles. Yeah, it's so easy for, of course, the T side to get on towards the close range. Either going through AAPs or just having some utility and get close towards beat. And you might actually be in favor with the more ammo carrying and higher fire rate Glock. And well, you don't like to see chickens go that way. It's part of the game, baby.
It's part of the game. It's part of life, you know. Otherwise, how else would I be eating my chicken curry? It is what it is.
I'm not sure if it goes like this in real life, but I hate to break it to you, but, well, it might not just be like that. We're waiting for the game to start. What is your score prediction? Will it be a definite overtime and then win for Crazy? Because, of course, you're rooting for them.
I am absolutely rooting for Crazy. I believe that with Crazy getting this knife round in, and if they can start on the CT side now, I'm going to say 16-14. No overtime. Nope, no overtime. But it's going to be close, and that's what we like to see. You know, it's going to be that classic situation of Crazy there coming out on top and just getting a very dominant first half in. Although, at the same time, I do want to open up the possibility that it might be a first half where, you know, Crazy will only get out of it with 1 or 2 rounds at advantage at most.
Well, there's a good chance, of course. These teams so far closely knit, not really on their own map picks, but, well, so far in the grand scheme of things, we would expect them to be as close as can be. Only one player going towards that B side, and Psycho actually being dinked up. So far, no rotate coming through from the side of Crazy, and of course, Nexus has no clue whatsoever. They just know they got a goose on towards one player. Now Toxic also being tagged up, and he will go down to Ime. And of course, that player once more with the opening frag looking for more. There's 2 more I see in apps, but he won't be expecting those. Big chance he goes down indeed. DemQ will get one, but the B side actually granted towards the side of Nexus, being ready for, of course, that retake to come in sooner.
Yeah, Psycho in ruins there. He can use some support from his teammates. Banana is going to be pushed through now. Sergiz does get the frag beaten. In the meantime, though, he takes out Psycho. Would have thought that Psycho would have gotten a way better opportunity to come out of there, though. But DemQQ continues. Raga shot down. It's that 2v2 now, and DemQQ making quite a lot of noise, so they should anticipate this. But the shot still goes the way of BTN, and the second gets caught by Xello. That was down to Xello there at the end, but Nexus, after fighting it out, do win their T-side pistol round.
That was very, very close in the end. Very tense. The players of Crazy really grouping up together, and it was quite proper. The problem was he saw DemQ doubting. Should I go for BTN close right there, or should I go for the player at New Box? Well, he just had to make a choice, and he figured, I'm white strafing long enough, I have to go for the player close because he's my immediate threat. And that gave Cello so much room and time to work with that he was able to bounce back. No nades actually coming in from Crazy. Sometimes you do see that nade stack coming down from the CT side to at least try to ease the score for themselves, or at least make some soft targets. So far it seems not to be the case, but there are some smokes and of course some flashes, which make it easier to hold down in the long run. Yes, there's only 2 or actually 3 AKs on the side of Nexus.
Yeah, and with those, well, we'll have to see where they're going to come in clutch. I do think that Nexus still has a solid chance of getting the second round now. even though Crazy did force it through, it's still a way worse matchup. And unless these two MP9s really get a chance to shine, and maybe that scout in the hands even of Sensei, I don't really expect that much more to come out of it. We'll have to see though. Ime here pushing ahead now, carefully checking his angles.
But the rotate is coming back. The third player currently rotating, DemQ, making some noise. They should know this. And especially as he does start to spray, he will deal some damage, but it's going to be Zello with the opening kill. Sensei will get one in return, still stuck on side, will get a flick, but not a tag. That means we're currently in towards a 4-2-2. This force by for Crazy not working, and you would imagine the last two players trying to save. Sergey's, of course, standing close by with an MP9. Hoping to get at least $600 for himself, and then an exit frag, possibly an upgrade to one of those rifles. And there is an AK dropped. Seminse will have to go for that later on, as of course it's been dropped close towards the cubby. And it's going to be Ime now picking up that Mac-10. Why? No. You can't throw away that AK, right?
What?
Why is this call not coming through? They're going to upgrade the Galil towards the AK, but why wouldn't you upgrade the Mac-10 on towards the Galil? They're expecting to get some money against that eco, I would imagine.
Where did they leave it even? Is it by...
No, they now have that AK, but indeed, next to the scooter, there is a Galil.
Yeah.
So they're banking on Ime going as a madman.
Yeah, clearly.
Towards most likely either the A or B side to get some money, but I would still prefer the Galil. It's a safer weapon, there's more bullets, even more bullets than the AK.
I mean... There's no point of contention there. Obviously, if you have to choose between a Mac-10 or a Galil, you're going to go for the Galil. Even if, you know, the only thing being in favor of the Mac-10.
Wants to rush.
Yeah, it's good. It's maybe better for rushing, but even then, and you've got that cash bonus. You know, it's 600 versus 300. But even then, that wouldn't make me choose for a Mac-10. You know, Galil is still just better, quite simply. But maybe though, Ime here is going to pull some awesome tactic that we didn't anticipate, and what
he's going to go aggressive in towards Apps. He's already in the balcony, spots out DemQ. But the problem is that Seminse already takes down Toxic, and well, that's the opening kill, and that $600 gone for Ime. But at least they've got the opening kill. It's something they don't always do against the eco round, as Ime now will get dinged. We'll go a little bit more passive, and that nade is to perfection. Sensei being nuked, I dare to say, but look at DemQ, he's going in the flank, and they're not taking into account. This might be the knife, indeed, Karambit, and let's go, there's the AK. It will be a BTN taking down Psycho, but it is still such a waste coming in from the side of Nexus now. Luckily, being able to convert on towards Surrogates, but DemQ still having that AK now spotting out, I believe, most likely a player to fall back, which isn't Ime, but maybe BTN. Who's already low from this round so far. It's going to be him being pushed out and going down to DemQ. Ime will come in rather soon, but he's now going the wrong way. If he would have just gone from top mid, he would have been able to. Why don't you just peek, Ime? Go to the right. No, he's not peeking it. DemQ still surviving the AK, now falling back, and if... Oh, Ime, you're expecting him to save in towards the T-Apps, and he's now gone in towards Boiler. And I believe the last player actually missed him as well. It's going to be Ime still standing by, gets a frag. Will at least regain an AK. And it's going to be a free zero for Nexus, but it was rather sloppy and really got my heart going. My heart rate currently at 93.
Using the awesome technology, well, mine was 73 7 minutes ago, but I don't know if that's still accurate. You using, of course, the awesome power of technology, and look at that knife coming right in again. You know, always fun to see. Always
nice. That's an easy AWP as well.
Yeah.
Like insta gain $1,500 and also get another kill. So much money being earned, yet they still don't have a single defuse kit. That's a little bit odd.
How much did you say your heart rate was?
Mine was 93.
Oh, 95. Close.
Oh, now I'm at 100.
Oh dear.
I'm getting there. Nexus is doing something. All those green hearts in the chat make me happy as a Nate. We'll take down Ime to about half HP. That's a very nice angled one. But of course, he won't be out for the count just yet. Of course, that AK could get some decent chunks of damage in. Sensei could have been in bad luck if there would have been a peek from the T side as he was jumping in towards a wall. We've all been there. Don't laugh at him. As well, so far we're slowly seeing, most likely, and execute towards the B side because the players are now falling back, and I would imagine the bomb to still be around that T-stairs area.
Yeah, that's the most sensible choice. Now it will be going further. They could try for that banana position, but I always find banana so difficult to push through because it's just such a choke point, you know.
Oh yes.
And if utility is good on your CT side, which right now there's still also plenty of. I mean, look at those mollies. then it's really just a massive pain to get through. But we'll see what Crazy manages, well, if Crazy manages to hold that off, and what Nexus manages to pull off. Because so far, you know, they've been putting down a solid T side, and as much as I hate to say it, that does make things look more positive for you. Oh dear.
Oh, it's going to be Demke with the opening kill on towards Seminze. It's going to be Toxic with the follow-up as well on towards him. That means it's now a two-player hold still on towards the A side, and they make it work. Toxic and Demke both adding yet another frag before Sensei rotates in towards Library and gets that AWP kill for himself, meaning it's now 3-1. Nexus finally lose a round, but they have the funds to rebuy.
And that is at least solid. I was having a quick cheeky look, and if you went all in on this, right? You said 25.
Not fully all in, but quite deeply.
Yeah. So I gotta say, right? I do grant you, and you, maybe not so much you, but more the community. You know, I want the community to see those earnings, but at the same time, I gotta admit, you know, I'd quite like to be right here, and I'd quite like to really catch up on you, because I believe if I'm right now, then I think I might actually have caught up to you.
Oh my god.
Oh, that would be wild.
Because of course I will be quite deeply in trouble, as we do see now Psycho and Surrogate both getting a kill. That's a 5-on-3, and well, with the economy now actually being low on the side of Nexus, this might be detrimental. That is a very good nade. There will be a frag on towards the player, on towards the sandbags. Rotate to come in from Sensei most likely, but look at that. There's still a player actually in towards the A-apps. Trying to contest later on, but I believe Toxic indeed will be holding that angle, as he knows that he might be susceptible for it. And then there's 3 players, most likely, or actually 2 now, towards that B side. Demke getting a frag, and still the last player alive. BTN to be taken out by Psycho. A rather clean round so far for Crazy. And they're quite happy to make it back in towards yet another round for themselves. Only 1 behind the pace of Nexus that now have to go on towards an eco.
And Crazy's being attacked just like how you are being attacked by that fly. I've noticed him buzzing around, you know, he's annoyed me as well. Let's just see, though, if Crazy's defense is going to keep up now. They can make this into the equalizer. They can make Nexus, especially now on a, well, I'd say pistol by at best. This is basically an eco, you know, you've only got the more heavier, so to speak, investments. Ooh. That's a nice start to the round for Sensei. Heavier investments really being on, well, the players who have the money for it. But hey, Deagles, right, can do some crazy things with them, so...
Well, it's Ime already trying to get some control, and there will be yet 2 more kills for the side of Crazy. I'm thinking Nexus might lose this. And RJ, that means it's time for another riddle.
Oh boy.
What is the favorite weapon of a B?
I should. Hold on. Come on, I can figure this one out. I'm in my head. I'm running through the weapons now. And Negev, because it goes brrr.
No, man. It's a C.
Oh Jesus! Oh no! But that's the American pronunciation as well. You know, they say those Yanks say CZ, but I always say CZ.
Yeah, but that's because you're a little
because I'm such
crazy.
a
so British.
Yes, ever so pretentiously British. Yes, but it's CZ. Fine, you get that one.
Thank you.
Yep.
It came into my mind just ended round, and I was like, oh, if I don't say this, I can't sleep at night. As the nade will take some damage on towards the Nexus players, and they're now trying to move up to slowly establish their normal control. It's going to be double AWP for Crazy, and that might be a little bit hard for Nexus to overcome.
I have just thought of another joke with a weapon, but I'll have to save that one until
a joke or a riddle?
No, just a joke, really. It's a relatively simple one, but I'll have to save it until that weapon comes back into play. A cliffhanger, you know, it's a reason for people to just stay. Yeah, it's, you know.
Very good nade from Sensei, I do believe, or it was Sergey, possibly on the AWP here. Taking some damage as well for Seklo, and Seminze now also getting the first frag, throwing in the incendiary just to slow things down. Smoke coming out as well as a rotate from yet another player on the side of Crazy. Already stacking up quite heavily on towards the B side, which is of course the side to be committed upon by Nexus. They, however, take down 2 players, with Seminze and Cello both getting the frags. That's a very good, or at least comeback so far for the players being tagged up by those nades. Sergey will get another of his own. Back to a 3-on-3, but a bomb being planted. Look at the utility still alive for Crazy. If they barbecue, or just throw a nade there, as they do right now, that's a decent chunk. And 2 players coming from CT, and the car to be smoked off means that one of the players from Nexus might not be able to do all too much. That's a great headshot. Ime going aggressive, leaving it in towards a 3-2.
We've got that defuse kit in the hands of Sergiz and Toxic, so they've at least got that going for them. Toxic spray down is good, takes out Saminse, but Ime even and Saminse can hold it off. Sergiz there, good smoke kill, but he doesn't have the time anymore. Xelo now might even get the frag on him, and with that now he can actually... Did he recover the AWP?
No, not yet.
No, he didn't.
But there's one more from, of course, the player they pre-fired in towards CT. Triple kill from Xelo. They're making it work. Are you already wanting to give up your riddle or not?
No.
You're saving it for later?
No. It's got a... Well, it's not a riddle, trust me. It's just that you'll see. It's dependent upon one weapon. It's a weapon that we previously discussed, actually, a little bit earlier. Has to do with music. I don't know how much do you like your classics? Ah, yeah, there we go. You see those weapons there on Saminse and BTN? It's the return of the Mac.
What?
It's the return of the Mac. You don't know the song, do you? Oh,
I have absolutely no clue.
Oh, please tell me that someone knows that. So it's a very good song. It's like a 90s song.
Oh, it's an...
Not a fan.
I am old, but not that old. And you see Toxic now getting the first frag, but he will be traded out by Ime, who also now takes down a chicken. It's back to a 4-4, and that means, of course, always trading is in favor of the T's. And Sergiz will be flashed out. Will actually have a very good tag on towards Xelo, but I do believe Xelo tagged him up as well. Lag shot on towards that CT player, not enough to get a kill as him, and now goes down on towards Sensei. And once more, the player lead is in favor of that crazy side. We're slowly trying to get in towards, well, now an equal score and possibly the lead after. Sensei still standing by on that short area, getting another frag on towards Raga. And it seems like Nexus is just giving him one by one.
Yeah, and with that, it's Crazy who should be able to take this round away. Seconds also counting down, only 40 left for Nexus to even try something here, but I don't expect them to. Sensei also gets the frag on BTN, bomb now down. Xelo is going for that re-peek, and he does get Sensei, but the second isn't coming in just yet. Falling back onto the sights now. Crazy is taking it slow. Oh, there we go, from underpass.
No, he was already standing on B and was moving together with his AWP and stood there while Xelo got that first frag.
Clean.
Figured, I'll just wait. There's no reason to push until he pushes back, and well, he did, and that is indeed a clean kill to come in the round in favor of Crazy, equalizing the score now. And of course, they have to invest still quite heavily, but they're slowly building some reserves. Whereas the side of Nexus is running out of money on towards Nico and possibly even losing their lead.
Yeah, it's right now, you know, this is kind of the toe-to-toe situation that we discussed earlier, right? It could have been either something with streaks or something with the teams going toe-to-toe, and it ended up being the second. Right now, those frags flying to and from. Once again, a strong start by Crazy, though, and of course, Nexus, they don't have the weapons here, you know, they've still got their Glocks. This is basically an eco, so this round is almost a given for Crazy. See the spray down now. Serg is here meticulously checking those angles, sees those player come in, but oh, that's a given away frag. Psycho can compensate for it, gets the double kill there even. That was a clean headshot at the end. And then Sensei takes out BTN. Crazy get the 5th round, and they have a 1-round advantage now, of course, thanks to Nexus there being on an eco, not really having that much fighting power with them.
Well, indeed, it will be now Crazy in the lead, of course, starting on their preferred CT side. It's going to be Nexus eventually, or actually now, being able to buy back into it with an AWP on towards Xelo. In theory, if there would be a mid-peak from the AWP on the side of Crazy, they should always lose because the T-side upper will be first. However, sometimes with a little bit of utility, you see that go the other way around, as we do wait for the first frag to fall. So far, utility coming towards A from them. Q also now standing by next to the smoke. Refrag instantly to come in from Saminse, dealing only little damage towards him. Sensei going for the double kill, but that's a little bit too aggressive, meaning that he will eventually go down, but Raga as well, solo, going down to Toxic, who's been quite instrumental on towards his A-side hold. Trades go from left to right, and now we do see actually Psycho in towards the library angle. Xelo going for the plants right now, and there is, I believe, 1 smoke, 1 nade, and only 1 player on towards Crazy. It's Sergiz going for the flank with his AUG in hand. He's trying to at least get rather close, and he will, with still full utility, so he could actually make something work with that as well. First, the molly will go deeper on towards the side. Cello currently uncontested. No, we'll take a little thick as well. Ime, why are you pushing?
Because he's a madman. Oh, but look at this.
Oh
He's
my
not,
god,
this
Cello's
angle.
standing close. He's
What?
going for the no-scope, but he can only get a tag. Why on earth did Ime go for that push?
Ooh.
I'm really enraged.
I mean, hey, look, you know that I'm rooting for Nexus, for Crazy. Ooh,
Yes.
dangerous mistake.
Yeah, you're rooting
but
for
even
Nexus, yes.
even I will admit, right, that was a silly push by Ime. I guess maybe he got a little bit greedy and he thought
There
that
was
he could.
absolutely no reason. Like, Cello is standing on side. Of course, there is a smoke. But he's trying to pre-fire a player moving up. You can still do that from the pit area. There's no reason to go that aggressive. And Circus with a jump, meaning that Zello hits no scope, which, well, I should have preferred him to scope for. Eventually meant that would have been a round for Crazy. 6-4, 1v2, clutch 1. And that shouldn't have been the case. Nexus throwing away a round, and with that also the chance for that equalizer straight away, as we do now see a pistol armor once more. And while their pistol armors sometimes have been great, but so far in this match, Crazy has been able to clean them quite well. So now see him trying to dodge a flash, but it's going to be toxic with a triple spray down, falling back towards the pit. Of course, now being low, just going for that little reload. Biding his time before this round is also one for Crazy, with Sergeys going in the flank. In the first clean headshot on towards BTN, and now also taking a lot of damage on towards Cello. 7-4 will be the score, and this was rather painful to say the least. Now a 7-4 for Crazy, but this halftime from Nexus could have been so much stronger than it should have, or at least it would have been. As Ime looked down, will go down as well. It was a little bit of a crazy play to come in.
Yeah, you have those kind of things sometimes, you know, just madness and silliness.
Blup.
Oh, look
They're
at
swimming. They're so beautiful. Just like you
Have
are,
you been able
Jay.
to swim?
Don't ever doubt that.
Aw, that's so sweet. Have you actually had a lot of chances to swim in this summer, or not really?
No, I'm not much of a swimmer.
Oh, really? Oh.
No. But sometimes it rains so incredibly hard in the Netherlands. I do think I am swimming.
Yeah, I can understand what you're getting at
No,
there.
I'm more of a walking guy. But I do love my shower, so at least that's the moment I get under the water.
You at least, you do. Okay, good. For a moment there, it almost seemed like you almost never showered, and I would have been it would have been worrying.
I love my showers. I can't go without them.
Yeah, to be fair,
They're my wake-up moment.
Yeah, there is nothing quite like just being able to hop under a fresh shower. Absolutely agree there. So, let's see if. Well, in Dutch we have that saying of giving someone a cold shower, I guess. If you, but I don't know if that transfers in English, to be quite honest, because that's what Crazy should be hoping for, to be able to give Nexus a cold shower, so to speak, and really just keep them surprised and maybe overrun them even with a bigger round advantage, I'd say.
Well, we do now see a buy round coming in from the side of Nexus, but there will be a peek down towards Banana from the AWP of Sensei. Will there be a flashbang? Indeed, there will be. That's still a little bit of pressure on towards him, getting him out of his angle. And Cello now also to be returned upon by a flash of Crazy themselves. Now we do see a little bit of a slow play to come from Nexus, trying to test the waters, as they are actually also taking some nades on towards their feet. And it's going to be, so far, a little bit of a waiting game. Psycho standing by to maybe go for a peek later, and with that smoke to come in, that will mean that Nexus will have to forgo their mid control as of yet and just walk a little bit more towards B. The scary part is that Sensei is standing by with the AWP, and Sensei so far has been insane in this series as well as in the previous. There needs to be a flashbang, there needs to be utility to get him out of position, but there is no flashbang. BTN now with refrag for Sensei. There's still a player in CT. They're moving fast, but the volley from Sergis, as well as the spray from Psycho, will be too strong to go and get that planted, because now they're trying to. But will there be utility? Will there be a spray? It's a 2-on-4, and Sergis dealing a little bit of damage as well. Ooh, the player moving past Minta. You're already so low. Now going towards that dark corner. There isn't the molly, and all players are coming from the CT area, and of course now Ruins. Time is ticking. They have the fuse kits, but they don't have any more toxic. As
Cello.
Cello double goes for the third. It's going to be Zerg is rather low, and Seminse, will they know he's actually in this position? He, of course, planted on towards that bomb. We'll have to go for the first. That's a very good lineup!
Oh, the lineup!
And he gets him! 7-5, Nexus win the round, and might actually be back in towards his half as well. There will be enough money to buy on towards the side of Crazy, but their reserves are now really running out. And, well, let's go back at the round before that Nexus threw away. They could have now actually been in the lead if you just look at how it plays out.
Yeah, that was a nice collateral there, to be fair, has to be said. Deserved round in the end from Nexus. Also, in part, I think, thanks to Xelo's very good AWP hold, the, I believe, double kill that he got. And in the end, of course, he did have to lose his life, but he fought valiantly until the end. And with that, now we see Crazy, who have a 2-round advantage, and who are maybe slowly losing their grip on it, I
That
guess.
should have been a kill, but Braga still goes for the aggression, takes down Zergis. There's already a quick rotator. Braga goes for the solo peek, running in towards the fire. And, well, he won't survive that one. Psycho, however, awkwardly low, as there is a player in towards that balcony room. Senseno also going a little bit aggressive. Toxic will see the player, will get a frag as well towards the Minte. That means we're now actually on towards a 4-2-3, where Nexus could have had a double kill to open things up. There are now a player behind, and there will be 2 players standing by on towards either side. But look at his flank already coming in Crazy, knowing they are committing towards B. MQ still standing on the second oranges, will get a kill as well towards Ime. That means still the player lead will remain for the side of Crazy. However, Toxic also with a flank. Xelo? There should have been a call there that the player was at car, and, well, he ran straight in towards the arms of Toxic, getting a double kill quite easily. And now the 8-5 is in favor of Crazy, doing really well so far on, of course, their current CT side, which they were able to choose, which they were able to at least target themselves on for winning.
You hate to see it, but it is, you know, the sadly the hard and harsh reality of it. But we'll see. Maybe Crazy, or well, maybe Nexus can come back on this, although the pistol buy / Mac 10 in there isn't really the best. We'll see. Here it starts off well. Toxic, solid hold along with DemQQ. Sense in the meantime to get Xelo, and DemQQ finishes it off. A rapid, Crazy round. And who knows, maybe this is the ending towards the first half, where we'll be seeing Crazy getting a 10-round advantage. Double digits not being the end of the world. However, still being a serious advantage for Nexus to beat up against.
Well, we do see now Crazy having that really good lead, could go for those double digits. There's still one more chance for Nexus to get around and towards this half. If they then also win the pistol, there's a very good chance they will equalize it from the get-go. But, well, those are chances. Those are actually what-ifs. That's going to be very hard for the side of Nexus to bring it home. Xelo has an AWP, the rest of the team full utility NA case. So they have that going for them. They have what they need. And Sensei's current location, that should be a wall-bangable position, but I'm not sure if Nexus actually does that at the start of the round, due to also there being quite some aggression from Crazy going in towards that balcony room. And that means it's going to be Nexus slowly waiting, biding their time, but not having any pressure towards the A-apps, meaning that Crazy could more easily also put a player back towards that B side if they want to.
We'll see what they end up going with. Toxic stronghold once again from window. Oh, for a moment there, I thought there was going to be the second through the smoke. And oh, this is cheeky. Going through that smoke might actually mean a frag from later on. No.
Oh, it will, unless if Seminse will still get the timing. Toxic now
solid
moving
molly.
back, and, well, that incendiary will at least slow things down. Going to be Nexus, trying to test the waters here at the A side, but their bomb still at T stairs, possibly going towards B. And they have now dropped the bomb. They have now tried to pre-fire, and that shows that Nexus is walking in towards the crossfire, but Seminse still goes for a solo peek out of apps on towards Toxic. And it seems like Nexus is now trying to rotate back towards B with only 3 players against the 5 of Crazy. Once more, I would expect Crazy to rotate quite heavily as they do spot out those first 2 players. Also the bomb as well, as now Surgates gets a frag, and Psycho as well, only Reg alive. It's the last round of the first half, and he does have to do something, but look at the time indeed. 10 seconds left, he gets 1 headshot. 2 headshots? Nope. Surgus and finishes things off in 10-5.
I think like just there was no possible way. By the time he would have recovered that bomb, because of the fact that it was in the molly, he would have only had about, I think, 6-7 more seconds to actually get on top of the site, and then to actually then plant and have the site covered is nigh impossible in 3 seconds. So with that, it is Crazy who post a 10 rounds versus 5 from Nexus. A very, very respectable advantage to go into the second half with. Are you still feeling confident about your Nexus pick? Of course you are.
They need to win this pistol and then they'll be golden. But the big problem is that so far, Nexus had that thrown round. You know exactly which one I'm talking about.
Yes.
And if they would have won that, they would have still held some momentum. And throwing away all that momentum meant that they are in a world of trouble because it was impossible for the rest of the T side to regain it. If they would have held on to that round, any momentum, I think it would have been 8-7, still in favor of Crazy. But so much closer for Nexus to be able to contest on towards their CT side. And of course also with the pistol being able to come back on towards an equal score. But now we don't see that when we do see soon the second half to start and then Nexus on towards their CT side, hoping to bring it back slowly in towards their favor, but it's a long route to follow because they're 5 rounds behind. And a pistol, theoretically, only grants you 2 or 3.
Yeah. And that is a bit tough for them, of course, to fight up against. And it really all will depend on that pistol going to them as well. I think important to reiterate. That pistol, of course, still being incredibly difficult sometimes. You know, you can't always expect that one to go, you know.
Smiley.
Aw, it makes you so happy, right? It is. I guess that's the, how do you put it? That's the souvenir from Crazy when they were on the CT side.
It's so kind to leave something for your friends as, well, we're going to see a little bit of a slowdown to come out from, of course, the side of Crazy, usually having some slight mistakes, some problems.
Yeah, technical issues,
Technical
you mean.
issues, and I'm curious to see when that will be fixed. I'm practicing my Romanian more and more.
Oh boy.
And I'm gonna say they will win.
Okay. This has got to be doable.
Oh my god, no.
What is? How bad is it?
There's now putting thingies
yeah,
on
yeah.
letters.
Romanian has a lot of weird scribbly things on the letters. I'm a little bit used to it from French, but you know it's still challenging.
I'm gonna go win. For only win. Oh, victory.
Seriously? Victory.
That's what it says.
Oh, victory. Okay.
Oh wait, no, I think I'm doing it the other way around.
No, that didn't look like how you spell victory in English. I think you should be good.
Yeah. Victory. Victory Nexus. And then I think I'll be golden, right? I'm all right. I'm hoping the chat will agree with me.
They'll correct you if they
But
have to.
that word I just looked up, I saw that, I was like,
Nope,
I can't do this.
Yeah, I did look it up in
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, and in their language it would be crazy, voni peromozut. I hope you know.
No clue.
Crazy.
Absolutely no clue.
Crazy, they will win. Yeah, I don't have any experience with like Eastern European languages. I'm you know my focus is on the Germanic and the Latin ones. You know, you've got your Spanish, French, and then German and English and Dutch.
Well, just because you threw it out there, I'm also now going to NEXUS CR4ZY.
Just okay.
That's my god.
I see it.
That is my gamble.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might be right.
We'll see.
I'll see either laughing people or
you.
a very good attempt. And if it's going to be very good attempt, I'm going to just get myself a
pat
on the shoulder. Maybe you will
shoulder.
help me out as well there because, well, I think that would be...
I give you 2 big thumbs, you know, like a good job. Good
that's
job,
the most
buddy.
I've ever had from you, I think. Usually it's 1.5.
I'm not that critical. Come on now.
That would be terrible if you just give your children 1.5 thumb.
Yeah, you know, that'll do. Oh yeah, you can do it like that as well. So sometimes it would be good, you know, if they could see our silliness, I think, but...
I don't think it is. You know that one time we were working in Belgium, and we had a production remote, and they started to stream a little bit soon, and they forgot to change to the right screen.
Yeah.
Which meant that our dancing warm-ups, which we tend to do, because of course we're very fit boys, dancing is very good for you.
Yeah, they're necessary, I think.
Indeed. Our dancing was on the stream.
Yep, that will...
And I don't think I've ever danced with as much passion in my life.
Yeah, it's you know it's like the things you do, right? When the cameras are when you think the cameras are off, right? It's that moment is now, you know, forever how do I say, eternalized onto the Twitch legacy. I don't think we'll ever live that one down. But you're already getting some live corrections on your
Victorie.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm seeing a pattern here in Romanian that the E at the end it just has to be pronounced. Yeah, it has to be pronounced at the end. Let's hope that maybe there's someone.
I will one day speak the most luscious of Romanian ever.
Also, look at this fitting camera, by the way. There's tech issues in game, so we're looking at a computer.
We're eating fries, drinking milkshakes, stuff like that. Do you know there is an Easter egg that every so many rounds, or there is a random chance that if you look at that screen, you will see, I believe, the loading screen of 1.6.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I never knew that. That's really interesting.
I thought it was a thing. And, well, there was a time that Boiler didn't have a boiler. So the Valve people would eventually put in a boiler. And, well, we've recently heard, it's very sad news, that DemQ has turned deaf. Or at least his headset stopped working, so it's not that dramatic.
Yeah, that's not that.
And, well, it's hopefully to be fixed relatively soon. Are you okay, RJ? Because I see the stress in your face.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Hearing that DemQ is not really able to be hearing stuff and won't be able to win against Nexus because, of course, Nexus will win.
Also, by the way, apparently Romanian is Latin.
Yeah, didn't you know that?
I didn't know that. No, I was totally wrong there. Just because the country, it's so far away from like the south of Europe. Well, to be fair, yeah, actually no, that's no excuse. Because yeah, never mind. I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna dig myself further into this hole. Nope, I was just wrong. I didn't know it was Latin. Yep, I was wrong. Romanian. Clearly now I don't have an excuse also because I don't know.
By the way, that is my biggest fan you see on the screen right there.
Oh my god. Oh, good lord.
Yeah, we're already starting with the dad jokes. I think just looking at the jokes, I would be a pretty decent dad.
I worry for your children later, They're gonna have to deal with some.
They'll be so ashamed of me.
Oh yes, they will. They will. But it's okay, At least they'll be proud of you because you'll have this legacy behind you of being, well, of course, one of the most famous CS:GO casters, right? That's the goal, isn't it?
Well, if only. Well, so far we're waiting for DemQ to fix his headset, and well, if that's going to be finally working once more, we will be starting to get back in towards this match. And we're going to see if Nexus can come back on towards their CT side. At least they have things to talk things over. And be ready to... Oh, that's a close-up.
Oh, my. I remember that at some point, at some point my hair kind of had a somewhat similarity.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yeah, but now it's like really... It's like widened out and it's a bit longer. So I definitely... I think actually in the picture from the caster clash, which we'll see at the end of the day, you can still kind of see it how it was pretty like tall, but not a lot of
slightly anime.
Yeah, just a little bit. Not good. I'm glad I changed that up. That was a solid decision.
By the way, RJ, of course, you're a very fashionable man. Can you give me a little bit of a review of the fashion sense of this terrorist? Because I think that is very necessary at this moment in time.
I like the coat. It looks nice. It looks comfy, especially, and I think that shirt there, that he's rocking under the, I believe it's a sweater.
Yes.
It's pretty solid,
But wouldn't you say it might be a little bit too warm? And then looking on towards the CTs, they're very practically worn. With at least room for their magazines without them having to open any pockets of their own.
And they're wearing a mask. What's not to love?
That's so smart.
Yep.
And, well, of course, also, when one of your teammates is wondering if they just had some food and don't really know if they still have some sauce on the edge of their mouth, they can look into those beautiful big eyes. And they will be able to instantly see if they have some sauce there, just smidge it off, and they'll be quite ready.
Solid.
By the way, how do you like also the combination of the UK forces working together with the FBI?
Yeah, right. It's well, Nexus? I mean, they both speak English, so that's great for the communication, isn't it? I think that's a solid bout of teamwork. Now, speaking of teamwork, by the way, to really just pull it a bit back to the match now. What do you see Nexus doing differently if they're going into their CT side now? Because you are betting on that Nexus win. You believe in it. You put in a serious amount on vi.gg. So tell me, what do they need to do differently? What is their...
They need to force the issue on towards Banana with their utility. I do want Raga not to play that double AWP. It sounds crazy because I did like it before. But I want him to go rather aggressive every now and then, trying to get a banana control for themselves. If they are able to control banana, they are able to control a lot of time on towards the side of Crazy.
Yeah.
They need to then possibly just have one player standing by on banana, the other could rotate off towards A, meaning they can have a very easy CT side. And if that would be doable, I think, well, possibly Nexus will have a very good start. By the way, this painting, you can truly see that it's made in the same region. It's made in 1901 by a beautiful painter called J.R. Kurteum.
Oh, wow.
And, well, he's just a true artist. And as you can see, there might be some animals in the trees, but he's not giving that away. And that stream, it is that stream of Nexus, slowly getting their rounds back in towards this match. And they're streaming on towards that win. And the money will be streaming in towards the community's pockets because, well, my gambles on Vital GG will be right.
I like how you have a unique capability of reading into things, but let's see what the reality turns out to be, because it looks like the timer is counting down. It looks like we'll be getting back into the swing of things. And let's hope for DemQQ that his headset is working, that it's all back in order, and that now on this first round of the second half, we'll be seeing who wins the pistol and who perhaps propels them off to a solid start on the, last bout, the last map of this, one of these final matches, the consolidation final.
RJ, I was already forgotten that we were on the pistol, so it's almost to comment that some players of the Crazy had Glocks and armor.
Oh dear, it's okay, it's okay.
Eventually it made sense to me when you said it's a pistol, like, oh yeah, that's the stuff we're at. Meantime, it's going to be just a little bit of a cheeky peek from Crazy on towards the banana area. Yet they can't really get through just yet. The players from the side of Nexus trying to not really force that issue at this moment in time. And there's still some utility on towards Crazy as well, so they should be wary. There will be a utility take somewhere, but we just don't know where just yet. Flashbang coming in, Emet trying to peek, but there's no player actually contesting his position. Meaning we're still in towards the 5-on-5, and we've now crossed that 1 minute mark. Which is, for a pistol round, an incredibly slow progress.
I mean, it's just a slower execute. You have those sometimes, there's nothing wrong with that. We'll see now. Nexus actually instinctively taking sort of a more defensive position on the site now, which does grant Crazy some more moving speed, and now means that they will be going for that A-bomb site. Aimee here holding it off. He gets tagged up quite severely though. And we see the first frag going the way of Crazy. BTN can refrag, but Psycho immediately takes him back out. Raga here from Library is trying to hold it off, but doesn't really succeed. And Crazy now, at the very least, has the bomb plant down. Now we'll have to see what it's going to go to. Xelo here comes from the flank, but goes for this engagement. The intel's already given away. They know he's there, and he does win the fight, but he gets sidelined. DemQQ coming in along with Toxic. Only Raga left, and he doesn't stand a chance as Toxic frags him again. A 2 kills from him there at the end. Nicely divided up, actually, the kills there on the Crazy side. And a pistol round going to them, and that might not be the start that you would have wanted if you're a Nexus fan. And I am looking at you when I say that.
Hello?
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for? Well, we have to say, RJ, just looking at these straight facts. The side of Nexus had their pistol too on the T side. Still, they lost 10-5. Now, Crazy has won their pistol on the T side. Yet, they are usually able to convert more rounds. Does that worry me? Oh yes, definitely. They're 11-5 ahead. But we do see Nexus actually not going for that force buy. They're saying, well, with the new economy rules, we can actually just save and go for a decent buy in the next. And banking on towards that one, there is a chance that with those M4s, they could have a better buy round than those 2 Galils and Mac-10s that Crazy's currently putting forth.
Let's just hope, though, that they don't that they don't really, that they can at least deal some economy damage
Haystack,
here.
baby.
Oh,
There's
boy.
4 players standing by, yet they're not really regarding the fact that they could also push out of the apps.
That's painful.
Amen has 1 frag. That is one of those Galils dropped. As Xelo is now moving in with the USB in towards the fountain, and he's standing by looking at Arch. And well, I think my back is arching from the pain it's causing me, with Crazy now getting yet another round quite easily and quite uncontested. Only 1 player going down, the Galil being recovered by Surgis, meaning it's now 12-5, and Nexus on their actual buy round now have to bring it back.
Yeah, there wasn't really that much of a chance for Crazy in that one, of course, but let's see indeed what this buy round will bring us. They should have a good chance. CT side still being somewhat favored. We'll see now again this solid flash here that came in, really causing Crazy to be able to mop up the frags there towards the end. But Nexus now, they'll have a good chance here. They've got, you know, the weaponry for it. You do see that MP9 on Seminse, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. And let's see what Crazy can bring to the table. I can see that you've opened up Translate again, so I wonder what you're going to bring out.
You best Romania.
Romania is the best?
No, I love Romania.
Oh, you love Romania? Okay, close.
Because I think if I would say Romania is the best, it's my Bunovsa or something in that direction. My
Okay.
Romania.
I don't know.
Not sure.
I'm
trying to
you're
get there.
trying.
So I'm trying to
You
fill
are.
those hearts of those green-hearted Nexus fans.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, damage has been dealt on towards Circus with the nade, and they're slowly getting there. How's your Ukrainian going? Fluent?
Fluent? No, not yet. I do feel like I sometimes have an easier time pronouncing things, but I have the advantage that, like, Translate gives you this kind of the Cyrillic alphabet, and then below it you've got the phonetic spelling, which is really convenient. Yep, I know, I'm spoilt. But I'll think of a good sentence to say, maybe closer to the end, you know, like to just rub it in a little bit. But that would be mean.
In the meantime, we had a little bit of a trade around, and that means we're still towards a 4-on-4. Sergez also still low, but DemQ towards Boiler. Holding on, and as there will be a flash in towards his advantage. Actually, the CTs have now shied away. And it means it seems like they're trying to push the issue towards that A side, but DemQ goes down. It's to a free hold, or at least free player hold on towards the Nexus side. Toxic will get a frag, but he may, of course, dare to refrag, brings it in towards a 2v1. Will he be able to clutch it out against Circus here, or will there need to be a 1v1 for Zello? No, there won't. It's a round for Nexus on their first buy round on towards the CT side. Yet they should be wary, of course, from possibly a force from Crazy. However, I would expect a pistol armor. Not to waste too much of their economy, not to waste too much of their momentum either. Because, well, if they force right now, they'll have to eco either way in the next round. Unless if they now eco this one, they can buy either way in the next.
It looks to be more of that, to be quite honest. It's only really Toxic that has that armor on him, and the Deagle, I believe, with... Then, well, the weapons are kind of divided. It's DemQ that has that Glock as the only one. Just a bit of a pistol buy, really, is the best to call it, I think. So the question is, what will they make do with that? It's really a case of them now getting some good opening picks and also being able to sort of surprise the enemy. That's always the best that you can hope for on a pistol round, because you're not going to be able to win it in a pure fragging battle. You can't face off against rifles with just a pistol.
In the meantime, Sensei moving up with the Deagle. But he and DemQ will have to fall back, as of course there will be that incendiary in the way. Nexus trying to at least slow down their opponents with their utility for the time being. We're not seeing too much aggression until Ime moves in and takes down Toxic. They're doing a good job, and well, they might make their people at home proud, but the problem is Ime will go down to the Deagle of Sensei as well. Back to a 4-on-4, but luckily the weapon has been dropped on the balcony. That's hard to attain for, of course, that D side. And we do see an over-rotate. Oh, no! Seminse will now hear the players. We'll see them as well. We'll be able to run back in time. That smoke will be there. That at least pops with a very big gap. And the rotate back from now 2 players on the side of Nexus. Seminse being helped out by Zello. Good smoke bang from himself. Will get a double. Will be Seminse with follow-up. Will have to survive, and indeed he will. Rather clean round. Yet they should be wary, of course. Now there will be a buy round as well from the side of Crazy. AKs, possibly an AWP on towards Sensei, because he's been so strong with the weapon. But this hold, at least it came in clean, only losing Ime. And, well, they can survive that.
Yeah, that's not too bad, and will preserve their economy for them. I do wonder, indeed, nope, it is the full rifle loadout. I was going to wonder where that AWP was going to go, but in the end it is now a full AK buy, I believe, there for Crazy, unless it might even be a Galil that I see.
There is indeed a Galil towards Psycho, as there will be quite some aggression or at least utility flying from both parties on towards his B side. Psycho takes a lot of damage, will be flashed out. There will be a player on sandbags. Seminse with the first frag will now be able to be challenging another, and he will be taking through the sandbags as well. Zello with 1 refrag, extra with 2. Still goes for the fight. Why don't you fall back, you silly man? It's now a 3-2-2 Sensei. In the regards of Nexus, luckily falling to Raga. But it could have been an equalizer.
Yeah,
a 2-on-2 situation.
That was a dangerous situation, definitely, with some courageous peaks, is I think the best way to put it. And with that, we'll see now, of course, that Nexus does have the upper hand. Toxic here doesn't really stand that much more of a chance, but he is still going to go for the fight. He's going to engage for it, and sadly, with that, he loses his life. Personally, I wouldn't even have bothered there, you know. Even if the buy in the next round isn't going to be the best, as you can see, you can still keep that AK. You know, you can at least sort of have some sort of hero AK moment, or feel like you're going to...
Yeah, but the problem then is that you really, really need that bomb plant. If you don't get a bomb plant, the player that saves the AK can't buy in the next round. Of course, you can still go for that Mac 10, but that still would handicap your team in a certain regard. And just looking at chances, odds, and of course possibilities, the chances are that you would win easier with an AK on all of your 5 players than one with a Mac 10. So in that regard, I can understand him just trying to do something, at least of course also deal some damage on towards the economy, on towards the Nexus side, because the Romanians slowly building, but well, we have to reiterate slowly. We have 2 players above 4,000 and the rest miles away from getting even close.
We'll see what gives still that serious advantage for Crazy now. And I do start to wonder, you know, with how their economy has been going, how long they're going to preserve that for. I would be, well, a little bit worried. And I wouldn't be surprised if this turns out quite positive for Nexus. With them, well, having those better weapons, and you can see it coming in now. Xello, Saminse here, they hold it masterfully. Only 1 player left, and he is just fragged down without any effort whatsoever. The triple coming in for Xello, and the double for Saminse. And that means that now Nexus is still 3 rounds ahead, but as I said, you know, that number of rounds, that advantage is getting lower and lower by the time. A shame, of course, to see happen if you're a Crazy fan. But I do believe that there's still plenty of opportunities. They can still continue from this, and they just need a good buy, which they have now. So let's see them use those AKs. Let's see them actually throw them into the fight, along with plenty of utility onto the rest of the map.
I did believe I saw you double down on Fight.gg for the caster clash on towards Crazy. How much did you put in right
Only
now?
10. I'm being conservative. Yeah, don't worry. I'm...
But it's still, I'm the big spender.
Yeah, but I like the odds, you know. If I get this back, then I'll be 30, and I believe if I, you know...
It'll be like a few euros ahead, or only 1 or...
No, I think only 1 or something, actually. Like
sick.
Yeah.
I'll be beaten, and you can rub
gloat for my 2 euros
wounds,
advantage.
Indeed. Well, so far we do see it execute on towards an ace, and oh, Rago, how are you this good at him as well? Only Sensi alive, there's a triple kill for him, and that was a clean hold. I don't know how Crazy wasn't able to manage to get a single frag. Look at that. That was insane. Nexus doing the Lord's work, it seems. Him standing by, and well, Raga maybe a little bit lucky to play it off angle, not to be fragged out. But, well, Ime also getting frag after frag as well. They're doing some amazing stuff for themselves. Crazy. Now only 2 more rounds ahead, and they are now able to do a pistol armor buy. But, well, pistol armor not always the best buy to have. Yet, well, we've seen some crazy stuff happen with some Tech 9s and, of course, that 1 Mac 10.
I do still worry, though. You know, Crazy is letting their advantage really slip away from them. And I wonder, you know, Nexus being so strong on this CT side, it seems. Although so far, of course, Crazy has already gotten 2 rounds on this T side. It means the potential is there, however, they really have to fight for it. Start off well now. Serious tag there on Ime. But is it going to stay with just the serious tag, or is more going to come in now?
I love how you say already 2 rounds against the 5 of the side of Nexus.
Yep.
BTN will get a frag there. Raga as well will be standing by, and eventually they lose a player, but against a pistol armor, of course, you can lose some money. Losing 2 players, it's okay. It's still a favorable position because, as of course you should know, 3 players staying alive is always a way of extending your money lead, because 2 can drop, 1 can just focus on buying that utility, and then he will at least gain some money.
Absolutely. Yeah, but also just look at the Nexus reserves, you know, like that is also a thing to keep in mind. They are just way, way better ahead, you know. They have the money cap reached almost by some players, and that is also worrying, I'd say, because it also means that, well, Crazy is going to somewhat lose their advantage now, and even if they might get a round or two, Nexus can just immediately rebuy again. You know, it doesn't matter to them that much. They can just get over those losses.
Well, so far, there's only one more round lead for Crazy before Nexus actually gets to the same level. We have to also say that Crazy now has their buy round, and the previous round was a pistol armor, so it's not that weird that their lead is diminishing. If they don't win this round, they will be once more in a world of trouble. And that would really, really hurt them for the time to come. Is going to be Nexus playing for possibly their chance to equalize the score, then gain the lead and have an advantage on towards this last deciding map. Their win rate is way better than that of Crazy. But statistics don't mean anything, RJ, if, well, Crazy is able to win anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of the, you know, statistics are always this difficult thing to base yourself off, right? We've got those HLT win ratings, we've got the rankings, we've got the past performances, etc. But sometimes, you know, teams can really change from one day to the next, and I'd say Nexus is a good example of that. Or perhaps even, you know, I'd say look at a team like, well, maybe also Crazy. It kind of just depends on how you look at it. At the end of the day, the point being, you know, the statistics aren't everything. Sometimes you just need to trust your intuition, you know, that caster gut feeling telling you this is going to be the one, you know, this is going to be Crazy winning.
Well, I have the gut feeling that Nexus is the team for me. I'm going to follow them all the way on their Twitter. I'm just going to most likely watch every game I can, because so far I'm really, really impressed by their performance, really impressed by their players. And they're just doing so incredibly well against a strong Crazy. Because yesterday against Hellraisers, Crazy didn't seem that strong. But now, they have been racking up kills left, right, and center. They just seem as if they're playing their own game again. And even on their own game, on their own map as well, Nexus is able to show up at least quite well. And they are now in the possibility of winning a round and equalizing the score, then putting more pressure on towards the economy of Crazy. Crazy just needs to get that bomb round, then they can rebuy once more. Yet they will have to get there. BTM behind the smoke will now nade towards mid. That's a very good nade. That's some good damage on towards Sergis. Re-smoke to come in on towards Long, as now there will be an execute coming in from that Crazy side. It will be a spray. Oh, that's a lucky headshot. BTN calculated with all his experience in life. Oh, but this is sloppy. DemQ will get a kill in return. Still two players on towards that A side, but look at the time as well. 15 seconds, they just need to delay as long as possible. Im standing by in pit, he will be flashed out. No, not really. Go for a peek, will get a spray down. Two players, but actually, they do get side control, and the bomb plant will go down from the side of Crazy. And how unfortunate is it for Nexus? How big of a throw was it as well from BTN to move out with his knife and go for the pistol? There's no reason to do it, but still he did. A 3-2-2 in player lead in favor of Crazy. Low HP on towards Sergis. Just one bullet will do the trick, but they have to very deeply commit on towards his frag, as he's still just putting shots out time and time again. And Zello not being able to do it. They will go for the save. Go for another round where they might have a good shot, but this round should have been a win for the side of Nexus. Yes, yet with some slight big mistakes, they were able to throw it away. And that's something we saw as well on previous maps, or at least the previous half even.
Oh, this is putting
They're giving away rounds they should have won.
This is putting a smile on my face, you know. This is me starting to regain my faith a little bit in Crazy. They should be able to do this now, but they do have to keep the pressure on Nexus. Look at the money that they have still. Of course, they also managed to save two players, and that is also playing in their favor. The problem being that Crazy is going to consistently have to face off against buy rounds now. I mean, look at this as well, right? These players, okay, I will admit BTN barely has anything left, but the rest of them, 8,000, 7,000, these are very, very big amounts. So I do hope that Crazy can keep the pressure on, that my prediction will come out and reign supreme, and that Nexus will be shot home rather swiftly and out of that consolidation final.
Well, of course, the team that will win here will still have to face on towards Hellraisers, and they'll be standing by to possibly get yet another match in their favor. And the additional 1,000 euros that goes to the group winner. The winner of this match already get 500 euros for themselves. As we're waiting for another execute to come in from Crazy. They're playing really slow. but they're playing really well. That past round, of course, there was a big mistake from BTN, and I think he'll be quite disappointed in himself as well. But of course, they'll be learning from that, hoping for better things to come, as DemQ once more chasing, or at least hunting around the area of that A site. I'm a little bit confused as to why Zello didn't play on towards that wall, because then a smoke like this wouldn't actually hurt him, but benefit him. Because he still would have gone for that peek, could have actually made something work, as DemQ will be tagged up in towards the Apps area. Yet Crazy is going for that A execute. Nades are coming in. That will deal a little bit of damage. 3 players standing by on towards A. It's going to be BTN standing by with an incendiary as well. 20 seconds left. They can't turn away towards the A side anymore. They have to go for the commit. 15 seconds. Time is ticking out. They're standing in the fire. Zergas gets the first frag. But Zello is still alive in the AWP. He gets one for himself. But there's still a player. And first
BTN.
orange and second orange is going to BTN. 1 frag. Is there time to plant? Yes, there will be. No!
Oh, I think he just missed
just
it.
in time. Yes,
Wow!
he is.
Oh, that's insane.
By
That
the
was
skin of his teeth is going to be Imi and Raga for that retake to come in. They have their defuse kit, but they don't have their utility. Lost just being thrown in by Raga, coming in from towards the banana. Sensei is on towards 5 HP. They're trying to move around Imi. Loses the first fight on towards Psycho. That's his sloppiest spray we've seen from him in ever. And in dark spot, there will be Sensei. He will be peeking in. It's going to be Raga falling. 14 rounds for Crazy. And Nexus, well, once more, throwing it away. BTN not able to get those 2 kills in. And, well, unfortunately, the incendiary from BTN also running out a little bit too soon. This spray from him should have been a kill for him. But then it's quite easy from that point onwards for the players of Crazy just to peek in and make it happen. If Sensei wouldn't have peeked, there would have been a ninja defuse, and I think they would have really broken some keyboards.
That would have been even worse. Now look, right, now we're getting to that fine point for Crazy. They have gotten the economy of Nexus quite severely tagged out, and that is the point that they need to reach if they want to keep this going, if they want to keep the pressure on and actually push towards this map and obviously match win. That is the main focus for now, and we have to see if that can actually be pushed through. Right now, I actually truly believe in Crazy. I see it happening. I see you raising your hands to the sky almost, but I hope that, especially with the start being made, damage onto Raga, now Crazy can just pull off 2 clean executes and get onto the site. They only need the 1, really, because once they get that, then the odds are going to be massively in favor for Crazy. They'll have to face off against a worse buy, and they'll have some solid chances to work with.
In the meantime, it's going to be most likely an A execute to come in from the side of Crazy. Ime trying to move close towards the A apps. Will possibly get a flashbang from one of his teammates to contest. Indeed, flashbangs are now going out. Crazy as well. Setting ready, but with Ime in the apps area, Braga is able to contest on towards that A short area. It seems like Crazy might turn around and go towards B, and indeed they will. Only 1 player actually contesting towards probably Archway. There's only 1 player on towards the B side. BTN needs to get a double kill for himself. He will now have to fall back. There's an incendiary in his hand. He will be able to use it as he hears the players move in. There will be a flashbang as well. Zerg is going low as well as the rest of his team. BTN this time at the first orange. Oh, that's an accidental jump, but they still make it work. Only Toxic alive in a 1v5, and he's now been spotted out. A clean kill for Braga, who was low from the get-go, and they get their 12th round in. It seems so unlikely as Crazy had their momentum, but Crazy now also not having the money to get a full buy.
Oh no, this is getting so close. This is way too close.
Well, there has to be an overtime.
Well, yeah, obviously that seems like it. You know, we did predict overtimes at some point, and this might be the situation where it comes to show. You can see that economy momentum kind of being tossed around now. Crazy doesn't really have it, and look at that hold once again.
By the way, BTN, full stress. He jumped, he failed his flash because that usually jumps over the orange boxes. Oh my, that could have been his dab, and it could have been the round in favor of Crazy, but Nexus able to return quick enough towards that B side. Now there has most likely been a tactical timeout being called, or maybe DemQ truly breaking his headset. Because I could imagine this to be rather frustrating for the side of Crazy. This should have been their map point. This should have been their match point.
Yeah.
Yet it's now 14-12, and Nexus, again, will have a good buy because they, of course, now have all their players alive in the past round. If Crazy now goes towards the match point, still, but in favor of Nexus to be able to buy again. And we now know from Crazy that with their loss bonus, they're going for a pistol armor. Will they go for a B rush? I would imagine that to even work, as Nexus doesn't always go as aggressive with their nades.
I find it difficult to say. I hope, obviously, that Crazy will come out on top here. That's the team that I put in on the team that I expected the most from. So the dream is there. But at the same time, Nexus, they have such a solid chance, And indeed, the B rush is coming in there, I believe. But these nades, though, this time around they are there. And that makes it a very difficult situation for Toxic and CR4ZY. Nexus, of course, now having that damage over CR4ZY and Toxic. They do not stand much more of a chance now. You see the utilities at the ready. It's being held here by Ime as well, but the players might not be heading his way until early. Oh, that's a lovely one dig. Very well done by DemQQ. If he can pull that off once or twice more, then maybe we've got a good chance, Oh, nade is being tossed onto him, though. Can he recover a weapon?
But the problem is, the damage being dealt doesn't mean that they can't win the round, because, as you say, those one digs are still a possibility. Raga now has to fall back a little bit more passively. They're a little bit scared, as more utility will fall, but also now the first player, CR4ZY, takes one down, or at least he goes down as the first player on the side of Crazy. But still, it will be that they execute. 3 players standing by from the side of Nexus, one of which has an AWP. Not really the best weapon against these kinds of, well, prepared players with the utility they have. One flashbang on towards long. This is BTN moving to fallback, or at least Mintze, excuse me. Usually it's BTN playing around this angle. Mintze towards the fountain, gets a second. BTN now in pit will be the anchor for their team. Only Psycho alive in the 1v4. He will fall quite easily after just getting a dink on towards Mintze. Now it's 14-13. Crazy with a new buy round, a new chance for themselves. Yet Nexus now seemingly strong and possibly having their numbers. Look at how the utility flew in. That could have been an opening kill, yet they were also rather sloppy. Looking at Ime going down. And well, now we have that 14-13 score. Overtime seems more and more likely. Possibly it could even come out rather soon as well.
Oh yes, there's a solid chance of that happening. Honestly, I'll even put there we go, boom. Put a little bit in on it. We'll see if it does happen, though. Fingers crossed, maybe in a way that it does, but at the same time, I'd rather see Crazy just come out with a very convincing and very solid win. They've got that full buy now. That's something that they can actually work with, but they have to find their opening picks, and it feels like as if in the last rounds, they just haven't been there. That it just has been Nexus every time showing up consistently and just being better than Crazy in that regard. Holding them off as well as you could have, well, only really want them and expect them to. That nade, not really going to hit anything so far. Nobody was that far pushed up to top mid. And now we can see some utility being tossed around. Apartment control is being gained. Buxello here, he's also at the ready. Could just as well try and make a stop. Or
he should be still on the corner, because the farther he moves ahead, he will be able to be picked out. Oh, that's going to be Ime. And that is going to be his guardian angel. Buxello going more aggressive, possibly if he does get a flashbang in. Oh, there will be a peek. Yet no damage to be dealt. CR4ZY already low. Maybe from a wallbang from Zella, I'm not too sure. As it is that 5-4, the A execute soon to come in from the side of Crazy. They have taken damage. They're going for this execute, but they have little utility. Siminte will drop the bomb. There's a player coming from maps. That might be his, well, arch nemesis. As Toxic is coming in and CR4ZY goes low. BTN, another frag for himself. Only Toxic alive in a 1v4. Gets the first frag on towards Siminte. Then there's so many players peeking from all different directions. And Cell with the AWP will seal the deal. 14-14. We're back to an equal score, RJ. And the odds currently in favor of Crazy, but for how long? Because looking at the money, Crazy can't buy a pistol armor. Where will be that eventual, of course, possibly expected B-rush to come? Because, well, a B-rush might come in sooner rather than later, because, well, B-rushes sometimes with pistol armors do really work if there's not a good utility wall to hold it off Nexus. Sometimes having good nades, yet the really early nades you need to hold that, something like that off, they're often lacking. There will be a timeout called, most likely by Crazy once more, because, well, they're feeling this possibility to win slip away. Will it be overtime? I think the chances are likely, but now VitalGG even says with the buy coming in from Crazy, the odds are in favor of Nexus. ever so slightly. But they are in favor of the Romanian team, as they are building on towards a possible comeback of a century.
I'm worried. I am still ever so worried. I don't know what direction this is going to go, and I wouldn't be surprised, though, if this becomes this 16-14 for Nexus. As much as I would be frustrated, angered almost, it wouldn't take me by surprise. Things right now for Crazy, they're just... I don't know, they're just not looking that positive, and this buy is mediocre at best, you know, upgraded pistols and armor, that's about it. Not much more of them for them to work with. Ooh, mid, did I actually see that? Yeah, he definitely did.
Most of the players, at least 2 or 3, and they now know where they will be coming from on towards this round. That means that Nexus might have to play a little bit more passively or actually get some banana control, which they don't at this point in time. They're playing it very safe, possibly too safe. Because otherwise you could then spot out those players not going towards banana, and then you could say, well, we're going to send an extra player on towards that A side as well. Make it a little bit more easily. As we're going to see that XQ coming down on towards A. It's going to be NQ coming in. There will be a player in pit. He will be flashed as well. On towards side, still a player standing by him and going below him and getting a kill. BTN as well. Towards the side, he will get 2 of his own. Will go for the lineup. Will get a third. USB in hand. Toxic, the sole player standing for this side of Crazy. He goes down to an help shot of Raga. Wallbang to come in. And we have map and match point in favor of Nexus, but for one more round in the regular time, Crazy will be able to buy in full all the utility they, of course, want. All the weapons they need, possibly, to bring it to overtime. And in overtime, RJ, crazy stuff has happened.
And maybe that will be what Crazy needs to finish this off. Clearly, it's not going to happen anymore in this round. They are playing for overtime now. So they better be on point. They better get those shots right. We'll have to see now. Oh, pixel angle here. Can he actually see the barrel?
Oh, he can see the barrel indeed. There will be a peek coming in. Sirius going through the fire, almost going down. But also getting a good tag on towards Raga. That could have been a costly mistake on the Crazy side, but still, they managed to hold on for the time being. Sirius now using his utility, as he knows there's a big chance he accidentally might fall soon, as he almost accidentally fell in towards that incendiary. And it seems like they're just playing for info on towards Nexus from that little bit of aggression early on. They're now going for a slower round and see what they can do right now. Exploiting more and more utility on the Nexus side, but look at this. Seminse now finally going for banana control. And this is the control they need. Now they will have to face a little bit of AP coming in from Crazy, but I think Crazy will go back towards B later on. Because they're currently not committing. There's still a player on towards these stairs. There's still a player far back in apps. And unless if they get a kill here, they will not go for this side. It is uncommon to see players still fall back that big. And ooh, this is a very good control play from Seminte. However, Sensei is holding it off and he will get a refrag. Now B could actually be somewhat open. And thus they will rotate back. Seminte should have pushed after the first frag. Grab that control, still stay in banana. But still, look at this. Also, the side of Crazy splitting. They're going for a CT peek as well. One player will wrap around. Oh, no! They're turning back towards A, but look at the time. 15 seconds. Will they still be able to make it?
No.
There's only 2 more players. Ime gets 1. He will still survive. He'll get the second. 5-7 still in his hands. They have to go for the plant right down. The player that covers can't hold him. It will be Psycho going down. 1-3-3 for Sensei. Throws in the smoke by 7 comes in. He will get the kill. 16-14. And Nexus win. The Romanians take down Crazy and have to fight against Hellraisers once more.
As much and as close as that got, you know, a deserved win by Nexus there, but good Lord almighty, that got so close. That got way too close, I'd almost say. Unbelievable. I was really, really holding it out for overtime there, but in the end now, it is Nexus that gets the upper hand, that wins this best of 3, and oh my Lord, did they fight for it. I predicted 16-14, but I didn't predict 16-14 in favor of Nexus.